What's going on, world? This is your boy Nick from Toe Tech, and today we're going to be looking at the Lenovo Legion Go 2. Now, this is the Z2 version. Did not do the Z2 Extreme. This is the Z2 version with 32 gigabytes of RAM. The first thing I want to talk about is build quality. This thing is amazing as far as build quality goes. It's a very, very, very premium feel. I love the matte texture on it, but fingerprints and oil from your skin will be a concern in the long run, but I do love that. Also, this thing is beefy. This thing is huge. This thing is big. The screen is 8.8 inches. I won't go into a lot of specs because, of course, you have seen all those videos detailing the specs and things like that, and I think those videos are more scripted and more of an ad for the company than a review or a what you need to know for the consumer. So this video is what you need to know for the consumer. And coming from console gaming, going to PC gaming, because literally this is just a PC, right? I say just a PC. Then literally this is a PC. It's different. I am primarily a console gamer on the PS5, Xbox Series, Switch, and things like that. This is my first dive into PC gaming. I built the PC probably about 10 years ago. I played one game on that thing and I kind of left it to the side because when I built it, it felt like it was already outdated, you know? And I love the simplicity of console. PC is more tinkering. I just want to put my games in, put my disc in, put my cartridge in, and I want to play. On this thing right here is more tinkering, right? I said that to say this, setup times. I've seen reviews where people say setup times is gonna be like an hour, 2 hours, and things like that. Let me tell you something, bruh. If you're coming from consoles, it's gonna be a day. It's gonna be next day for you, right? Because you're gonna have to do all the updates and you're gonna have to get privy to how this PC thing works. I got some gripes about it. I got some pluses about it. And yeah, man, but let's get to it. The first plus I have about this device is, oh my gosh, it is amazing. The screen looks gorgeous. The games play excellent. The build quality is great, and I have no remorse on buying this thing. The only drawbacks I have is Windows is clunky. My God, my God, my God, Windows is clunky. When you turn this thing on, you're gonna have to download updates for the Windows Store. You're gonna have to download updates from the Lenovo app. You're gonna have to download updates from the Xbox app and things like that. And some of the issues I ran into, like when I was trying to download games for this actual device. And one of the reasons I went with this instead of a Steam Deck or went with this instead of a Legion Go S, which has Steam operating system on it, is because of Game Pass. I'm gonna let you know right now. That's the only reason, right? Because I'm at an age of my life where I understand the value of your dollar, right? I don't want to pay $70 for every game. Well, I know what you're going to say in the comments below. Steam has sales and Steam has cheap games and things like that. I don't want to buy every game. Sometimes I'll pay that subscription fee or whatever it is, and then I'll play the lump sum of games that I'm allowed to play with that subscription. And then if I want to purchase a particular game, I'll go and one off the particular purchase. But purchasing every game, I'm way past that, man. There was a point in my life I used to buy a video game every week, one game every week, and you add that up. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that anymore. So Game Pass is the reason I purchased this device. And man, oh man, oh man, oh man, it is frustrating. One, because of the way you have to download games on this thing is not really straightforward. Steam operating system would have been so much better because Steam actually gives you one place to download your games, one place to buy your games, one place to update your games and things like that. This thing has the Microsoft Store, it has the Xbox app, and they're clunky and they're disconnected from each other. I have Game Pass, as I mentioned before, and I wanted to download games from Game Pass. I have the Xbox app installed on here. I go to the Xbox Game Pass tab and only see 181 games. I'm like, is that all that's on PC Game Pass? So I am typing in Google, like, how many games are actually on PC Game Pass? And everybody was like 400 plus, 500 games, something like that. I only see 181. What in the world is going on? Oh, your region must be, here's the clunky, here's the troubleshooting part. Your region must be out of whack. You know, your clock must not be synced. You must have to log out of your account and log back in. Why do I have to do all those things? I just want to pick up the controller and play a game. Hence the simplicity of consoles. Nevertheless, here we go. So I am troubleshooting this thing, trying to figure out where are all the Game Pass games, because the games it was showing me, it was not it. I was like, what in the world? Where are the Call of Duties? Where are the Forzas? Where are all the role-playing games and things like that? It was showing me some, I don't know what in the world was going on. And then I ran across this Reddit post that said, hey, go into the Microsoft store. So I was like, oh, okay. So I have to get out of the Xbox app and go into the Microsoft store. So I go into the Microsoft store and voila, there are the Game Pass games. But it's still not that simple. The Game Pass games, they still don't show you every Game Pass games. It's like you gotta know basically what you're looking for. And I'm like, this is so clunky, man. So after frustration, I finally downloaded some games and I played them, and it's excellent. But it doesn't stop there. Console gamer who's used to putting in the game, downloading the patch, and playing the game, right? On here, you got to play with settings. I know the new consoles that's out now, the Series X, more so of the PS5 and the PS5 Pro. You got, you know, performance mode, you got quality mode, things like that. It's two checks in the settings. Pop, 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 pop. Whatever you want. You want performance, you want quality. Pop, 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 pop. You pick it, right? On here, my Lord, you got to play with settings. Like, and the thing about it, and what's frustrating is every game is different. So the settings, even though this is the same console, right? Same console, same specs and things like that. Every game, because there's so many PCs out there, every game is not optimized for every set of hardware. So I have to go in, I play Forza, great game, ran great. Frames per second were in the 70s, 70s, probably about 60s, 70s for the settings I had it on, and which is great for me, right? Go to another game, Resident Evil 2, which is an older game that should have ran better. I was getting 20 frames per second, and I still haven't figured out why in the world I can't get anything above 30 in that game, right? And maybe because it's not optimized for this hardware. So I said that to say this. If you want and you get into this foray of PC gaming, it's not for the faint at heart. You're gonna be frustrated. You're gonna be running into issues where you're like, dag, this game doesn't play right, or this game plays excellent, or I gotta tweak the settings for this game, and the settings I have for this game doesn't match the settings for this game. And it's a lot of tinkering involved. The trade-off is good, right? I'm still new to it, but it's a lot of frustrations. The simplicity of console games are peak to me. Put in the disc, let it download to your console hard drive, and from there you're good to go. Download patches in the background, you're good to go. This thing right here, driver updates. Make sure you got the right driver. If you don't got the right driver, install an app to uninstall that driver and put the new driver on there. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot that goes into maintaining a PC. And this is not the Lenovo Legion Go's fault, because this is an excellent piece of hardware. But I am just on my soapbox about PC gaming, right? Because there is more that goes into it than just playing consoles. And if you're a PC gamer, and more, yeah, my hat's off to you. If you're used to it. But the thing about it is, don't be in the comments trying to destroy me, because everybody has to start somewhere, right? You were not always a PC gamer. There was one point in your life when you were new to PC games and you were running into the same issues as me. What in the world is a shader? What in the world? You know what I mean? Why do I have to tick all these boxes and get the graphics going? But nevertheless, let's move on. This is not about PC gaming in general. It's more so about the Lenovo Legion Go 2, which is an excellent device. What do I have to say about this device? The build quality is great. This thing is comfortable. I heard a lot of reviewers saying this thing is too heavy. I don't know. I got big hands, right? My hands are big. My hands are super big. I think not super big, but they're pretty big. They're not on the small size. So this thing is comfortable to me is what I'm trying to say. People say it's heavy. It is heavier than every other console that I have. I should have brought it in here to switch to. I have the PlayStation Portal, right? I may go get them to compare it. But I have those devices, and this is heavier than those devices, but it's not that extreme. I'm like, what are you talking about? This thing is not that extreme as far as this thing is a weight I'm carrying around. It's 2 pounds, right? This, okay. I don't see the big deal. It's not that heavy. Maybe, I don't know if it's because I got the Z2 version and not the Z2 Extreme, but they should be fairly simple in weight. I don't think it's a big difference. So I said that to say that. Also, about build quality, one of the gripes I have about the build quality is the buttons. Now, I know on the controllers, right? I know what the other reviewers are saying, right? The buttons right here are annoying. That's not the case for me. These buttons right here really don't annoy me so much as the buttons on the back. What? Yeah, right. The buttons on the back annoy me more than the buttons on the side because of the way my hands are and the way I grip this. My palm goes right here and the buttons are right here. I don't really feel those buttons. I really don't. My hands are big enough to where I can maneuver over those buttons and still have a good grip. The thing about it on the back, when I try to squeeze this thing like this, the buttons right here are they're positioned perfectly. Very, very perfectly. I declare, they designed this thing well. But the thing about it is when I try to grip this thing down, I am pressing these buttons on the side on the back of the controller, which annoys me more than the ones on the side. The ones on the side don't bother me at all. I mean, I don't even know that they're there. But that's the only gripe I have as far as build quality and things like that. The kickstand works great. The triggers are great. The buttons are great. There's a learning curve as far as being that this is a PC, what buttons you have, and you can program these buttons. You know, I'm not going to go into all that because there are other YouTube videos that you can see that goes into more detail. Maybe I'll make another video of things like that. But one thing you have to be aware of is your start and your select buttons. I had to get used to that because this is not it's a PC and you're playing Game Pass. This is not an Xbox controller. So where's the Xbox button and things like that? You have to remap and put an Xbox button on here and remember which button is the Xbox button, which button is the start button, which button is the select button and things like that. Screen captures is a whole nother ball game. Well, let's not go there. And things like that. But that's only other gripes. Other gripes that other YouTubers had or other people had, I think, were the thumbsticks. And they're saying that they would put some type of cover over it. I think these things are great. The thumbsticks are very well made. Some person said that they're not really made for first-person shooters and they would rather another console versus that. I don't know. I haven't played the other console. I haven't played the Rogue LX. But these thumbsticks to me, are great. They're excellent. I don't have to put anything over these things. They feel good. The vibration motors, you can increase or decrease the intensity of the vibration. They're not really motors per se. They're more so of haptics. You can increase and decrease it. They're okay. I don't know if this is designed like this or this is a bug or something, but the haptics tend to be more pronounced on this controller right here instead of this controller. So I feel it. I feel the haptics more on this side than this side, and I don't know what that is. I don't know if I need to update something or what, but it is what it is. I just do. I feel the haptics more pronounced on this side. This side is working, but it's not as pronounced as this side. I don't know if it's designed that way. I don't know if I got a bug or something on my device or what. But yeah, another thing is as far as the haptics goes, they're okay. You can increase and decrease the intensity and things like that. LEDs around the controllers, you can control what color you want. I think that's pretty cool. Another thing that people tend to worry about is the battery life. The battery life for me has been great. I've gotten over 2 hours with every time I played. It doesn't matter if it's a AAA game. It doesn't matter if it's like an indie game. I've gotten over more than 2 hours. And people are complaining about the battery life, saying that versus the Xbox LIX, that this is 74 watt hours and the Xbox LIX is 80 watt hours. But they don't understand that these controllers are detachable, right? They're detachable. And these controllers themselves have their own batteries built in. So the battery in here, this tablet is 74 watt hours, while these have their own batteries. So that's why battery life is comparable to a device like the Xbox LIX, which has 80 watt hours, and this has 74. If you add a 74 plus whatever these are rated for, they're about the same. Battery life is great to me. I don't have an issue with that. Why I got these things detached, the controllers are huge. I know a lot of people are saying that they compare these to Joy-Cons when they detach them and things like that. I don't find these comfortable playing them detached like this and holding it in my hand. If this was a Switch, yeah, because they're smaller, but these are bigger. So I would recommend like the attachment that you put in the middle of this to make this a regular controller. Go ahead and buy that. They have those like, I'll put a link in the description down there. They have one for 15 bucks. The Lenovo version is 50 bucks. The Lenovo version comes with a battery built in so that they can keep these things charged. And you could play for longer sessions. I recommend that one. Or if you want to get a cheap one, I mean, it is what it is. Your money, you spend it how you want to spend it. But when these things are detached, I don't find this is real comfortable playing like this. I have not tested out the mouse function where it comes with a little adapter in the carrying case that you basically put this in this somehow. This is my first time doing this. Like, that's why I'm fumbling through it. Literally, this is my first time getting this thing out of this case. And you put this, oh, dog, that was simple. That just snapped in. But you do like this, and it got a little thing right there. I think I'm supposed to hold it like this. Or maybe, I don't know which way I'm supposed to hold this thing. It's my first time doing it. This don't seem right. Probably like this. I don't know which way you're supposed to hold it, but whatever. You do something with it. But you got your mouse mode, your first person shooter mode. That's pretty cool, I guess. I don't know if I'll be using that, but it's kind of simplistic though. That was pretty cool. I think it's magnetic. Yeah, it's a magnet on it and it clicks in, I think. But anyway, it clicks in. So that's what that is, right? And that's pretty cool. I think that's a feature. I'm all about features, right? I'm not into companies taking away features and things like that. The thing about the Lenovo is they added features since their last iteration, the Go 1. The Go 2 has more features. It's more ergonomic. It is better all around. And this video is going long. I don't know why it's going so long. But anyway, let's get to the processor in this particular version. Like I said, this is the Z2 version. I did not do the Z2 Extreme because I've watched other videos and other comparisons, other benchmarks where the Z2 version is very, very comparable to the Z2 Extreme version. 3, 4, 5 frames per second difference. I don't need to spend an extra $200-$300 for a 5 frame per second difference. And if you're gonna say, well, the Extreme is better on battery life, the battery life on this is already great. 20 extra minutes, 10 extra minutes for 300 bucks. I didn't see the value in that. Especially when I was able to get the version with the Z2 variant with the 32 gigabytes of RAM. The only thing I would recommend is getting the Z2 Extreme version is you're not able to get this version with 32 gigabytes of RAM. That's the only reason. The normal Z2 version has 16 gigabytes, but like I said, this one has 32. And this thing is a beast. The games play great. Some of them, like I say, some of them I'm not optimized. Other ones play great. I don't see an issue with the majority of games out now for this device. I think also this device has more headroom for future games, especially when they're utilizing things like AI, which helps upscale the resolution and things like that. So I think this thing will be around for at least 5-7 years, and you'll be good to go. Only concern I have is battery, over that time. But the thing about it is you'll be able to replace it with no issues because this thing is easy to tinker in. You just take this off and you can upgrade the storage. You can update. I got all kind of. I'm gonna blow that off before I put it back on. I got. You can update the storage. You can update the battery and things like that because it's usually replaceable if you know how to replace it. But that's pretty much it. I kind of went long on this device. I wanted to give you my first initial thoughts. First initial thoughts of the Lenovo Legion Go 2 is this thing is awesome. I recommend this for anyone wanting to get into the PC gaming foray. Also, I did test out putting this thing on a dock and connect it to a monitor, and that worked really, really well. This thing is basically a PC. So if you know PCs, then you can figure this device out. The only thing about it is figuring out how to play games on the PC and the way they do things. And it's different stores. You got the Steam store. This thing has Steam on it. The store, anyway. You can buy games from the Steam store. You can buy things from the Epic store. You can buy things from the EA store, Microsoft store. There's a lot of stores, you know what I mean? I guess you can find the best deal that's for you. And but yeah, man, it's a lot of tinkering that goes on to it. Device is large on the large size, but yeah. But that's it for this video. Want to see more videos like this, hit that like button. Want to see my next video, hit that subscribe button, man, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.